Why is my VA claim taking so long? You got the 526EZ. You go through and you're, filling everything out, and there's a lot of very specific information. Yeah, am I homeless? Yes or no? Check boxes that apply. Living in a current homeless shelter, staying with another person, stuff like that, right? You get to the section 4 here, claim information. This is literally the most important part. All the rest of this form, did you sign it and date it and all that kind of stuff? All these, checkbox, you must answer yes or no. You can almost not fill any of that stuff out and just focus on this, because this is the claim. So you have current disabilities. Let's say you got hearing loss. And if due to exposure, event, or injury, please specify. Happened on active duty. Explain how it relates to the in-service event. Happened on the flight line. Approximate date my hearing loss started. 9/1/1989. Like, they give you these little teeny boxes where you can only put so much information in here. If you want to level up your VA claim, check out my boot camp at combatcraig.com. This is what I teach. This is what I preach. And then you just list stuff out like, oh, yeah, I got a little hearing loss. I think I have a little bit of tinnitus. Might have a touch of PTSD. Maybe a migraine. I think those headaches might be migraine-y. What else do I got? Just put my left shoulder in there. Guess that's my right. And you're just starting to list stuff off. You're like, well, this is easy. I'm just listing stuff off. Yeah, date, exposure. Yeah, it happened while I was on active duty. How's it relate? Oh, yeah, heard it at work. Approximate date, 9/1/1989. This is the most important part. So what you should be doing is putting hearing loss and see attached DBQ that my doctor filled out, or hearing loss, see attached independent medical opinion my doctor filled out. Because what you're doing, and this is why your VA claim's taking so long, you are relying 100% on the VA to go find medical evidence that doesn't even exist. You're just filling stuff out. Yeah, what's up, bro? Just filling stuff out. This is exactly why your VA claim's taking so long. Be specific with your disabilities, diagnostic codes, and make sure you can prove it. Make sure you have a current diagnosis. If it's a direct service connection, that's the in-service event. If it's a secondary service connection, that means current symptoms. And then you're going to need to have a nexus either way. How long have you been out? When did you start complaining about this hearing loss? How many complaints are there? And your tinnitus, and your shoulder thing, and your migraines, and your touch of PTSD. If you do not have a solid diagnosis, symptoms, nexus, independent medical opinion, DBQ, that's what you're going up against. DBQ stands for Disability Benefits Questionnaire. You are going to have one of those filled out for every single one of these medical contentions that you file a claim for. So you're going up against the DBQ. Doctor's going to be like, yep, no in-service event. Yep, tinnitus, didn't describe it very well. Touch of PTSD, what the hell is that? And he's going to fill out a DBQ, and then he's going to put his nexus statement in there, and it's going to say less likely than not. And that means your claim is done. So why is your VA claim taking so long? Because you didn't prepare it properly. You did not prove up your claim. You have to prove it. If it was literally this easy and you could just fill things out and put in a couple dates and you don't have to prove anything, then you already would have been service connected. We would have just been like, here you go, Craig. It's one day after your separation. You're now a veteran, 100% P&T. Thanks for the list of things. Now, there is a caveat to this. And if you file these things and write this list down while you're on active duty, or you file it within the 12-month presumptive period, that's kind of what this is built for. They don't expect us to come back 2 years, 30, 40, 50 years down the road. So that's what this 526EZ is geared towards. Getting out, filing a claim, you're in the presumptive window. The presumption is if it's within 365 days, then we are going to presume that this ankle and hearing loss and tinnitus and all this stuff happened on active duty service. You just got out. You were in for 2 years or 20 years or however long you were in. We'll give that to you. Still need to have a diagnosis, still need to have symptoms, and they better be strong if you're just relying on your service treatment records. If you're on active duty still and that's looking a little weak, make it stronger. Get used to the world of private doctors because you're going to have to get used to it sometime or another. While you're on active duty, do it now. Do it right, get out, get 100% P&T, and you'll be good to go. If you need medical evidence, then send an email to this address right here and say, hey, I need some medical evidence. What are you missing? Diagnosis, symptoms, or the nexus, or all three. That's all this comes down to.